controversies surrounding dodgy financial deals, but while Cheeseburger's polls are holding up, I mean, come on, he's like, he's like Mr. PP man, so he likes hookers that pee on him. Abe's has plummeted to record lows. The Japanese leader is flailing so badly that former Prime Minister Junichiro Koizumi has suggested that he should stand down at the end of June to avoid tainting the entire Liberal Democratic Party. Well, when the current Diet term ends, that will be a good time for Koizumi into an election with Abe. Polls published on Monday show Abe's steadily tanking ratings have fallen further in recent days. One from the Nippon News Network puts his approval rating at 26.7%, almost 4 points down from March, and the first time it has fallen into the 20s since Abe returned as Prime Minister in 2012. Other polls put Abe in the 30s, but it is a far cry from the support levels of the 60s he was enjoying at the beginning of the year. As many as 50,000 people protested outside the Diet over the weekend, calling Abe a liar and urging him to resign. How often is America sitting up here, the American people are basically sitting up there calling Cheeseburger a pathological liar? The press here is calling Cheeseburger a pathological liar. Okay? The guy cusses out his administration staff, and they're all just sitting there with, like, sitting on their hands like a bunch of kids. And these men are older than him? My God. The LDP, which has been in power for over 5 years, which was formed in 1955, changed its rules last year to allow leaders to seek a third term at the helm. At that time, Abe a shoo-in to serve until 2021, which would make him Japan's longest-serving prime minister and give him a chance to pursue some of his controversial goals. But in the ensuing months, he has been plagued by cronyism scandal that won't go away, but has yet to be damning enough to topple him. Abe has not been able to shake allegations that his government gave huge discounts to land sales to two educational institutions linked to associates of Key and his wife, and then tried to cover up the links. Oh my God. Is that what we're trying to do in Syria? We're trying to cover up the links and the ideology that, that we planned this whole freaking thing just for we can accelerate a coup. Let's get this together, people. Here is Abe getting criticized, and the people are basically sitting in front of the White House or the Diet, and they're asking him to step down because of his bungling. Now, here in America, we have the greatest bungler of all time, okay? And because he is a bumbling freaking idiot, our American people are not strong enough to stand up against him because we're afraid that some white supremacist army is going to come out just because we're standing here asking for this fool's resignation. Impeachment, people, is not hard. Lobby for it. Talk to your state legislators. Have them lobby it. You can do that. That's what's in the Constitution. Even Thomas Jefferson said if the government gets too damn big, the people are going to rise up and just change it all up any damn way. Finance Ministry last month admitted to altering documents relating to the sale of land in Osaka according to including deleting her name and the Prime Minister's name from the papers. That was slick. Bottom line here on this, though, is that they're calling him a liar. They're calling this man a liar. Okay? James Comey called our dear POTUS, okay, the master of distraction, okay, and the guy who throws everybody underneath the bus and expects them to to do a walk back to catch up with everything. Okay, come on. If our Congress is too chicken shit, okay, to rein this jackass in, the Republican Party come November is going to be so small that there's not enough hookers that can fill up the cup for it. Okay, now if you've seen two girls in a cup, now you got congressmen in a cup. Same shit, different cup. Okay, straight up. I promise I tried not to cuss this entire week and whatnot, but man, come on. When stupidity is this random and it centers from here, it almost makes us look like we don't have, we don't have it all together. And we don't. I mean, come on, we don't. Here's the part that I know that for generations, we won't have a right to, we won't have a right with our finances though, anymore. We won't, okay? Because when it comes to that, if we don't get this jackass out of office, if we don't elicit the support of our senators, our community legislators, city council can't elicit anything from the state. If the state can't do anything for us, then guess what? We have to do it for ourselves. And like I said, all you got to do is organize people. And if we can't organize, stop looking for a leader to do it for you. Okay? Do it in the democratic process and elect somebody. Elect somebody that has not only the physicality to actually do it, but the mentality behind it. And then have that person find a lobbyist. The only way you guys are going to actually get a lobbyist is you come together as a group in the community, buy the land, buy some land, use that money to buy your damn, your court, buy the judge. And once you buy the judge, you buy the police department. Once you buy the police department, you buy your own damn media. That's how you have a Wall Street, people. But until then, you are all cowards sitting behind the pen of someone who definitely does not care. And as long as you support the ideal of being, a bunch of numbnuts, by all means, go right ahead. I am not one to stop your party. I'm just going to sit there and watch you do this. Yeah, I may be here in this country now, but as soon as I get enough money and I get my passport, Bora Bora, I'm retiring, and that's where I will be. Or I might decide to go to Africa just because my late sister had visions of me going there. And so did a lot of people. I cannot sit here and watch the world go to crap and not say anything about it. And this is the reason why I do this. Okay? And it's not just for, just for the ideology that people here are created equal. There is equality, there is justice. And the more we throw that out there, okay, the more we have an opportunity to beat the discrimination and racism that we do here. Political racism and political stigmatization of anything. I'm not a political analyst or anything like that. I just think that 9 times 10 we can do better. And if we can't do better and we don't want to do better and we're just going to sit back and be lazy like I don't know what, like a bear sleeping during winter, come on. You get what you don't want and you have to live with it. Now it's either out of destitution or fear. Destitution and fear. Is that the reason why those 3 idiots are sitting on trial for being racist and trying to doing terrorist plots? Well, there's a little bit of terrorism here. From NBC News, National Guard troops at Mexican border may be armed after all. Now, didn't we hear last night that Cheeseburger said, the National Guards are going to be actually building the wall? That came out of his freaking mouth. So if these guys are building the wall and they're armed with guns, how much money are we paying as taxpayers for this onslaught of could be the greatest human hunting factor of all time. Okay, the greatest game and the most difficult game to hunt is a human being. Washington, the head of the U.S. Border Patrol on Monday said it could not rule out the possibility that some National Guard troops deployed to the U.S.-Mexican border might be armed themselves for self-defense. Sure. Okay. This is like Afghan rebels with rocks, throwing rocks at Russians. Okay. Chief Ronald Vietil told reporters that governors of border states would have the right to assess whether the troops in their states carry arms, particularly if they're on a mission that might require them to defend themselves. First of all, their only mission is to sit there and watch the damn wall, right? So what do you mean on mission? What do you mean talking about mission? This is a National Guard. These are people who have part-time jobs, okay? And the furthest thing they need to do is have, is to deal as like an overzealous person with an M16 with the ability to kill somebody. Especially if they are family, especially if it's women and children. Yes, we filled the document. That's right. We are bears here. We don't want another generation of immigrants here. That's because we're white Americans and that's what we do. Ho, 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 green freaking giant. Okay? That's a case-by-case delegation, and that's determined by what the assignment is, and most of the assignments won't require it. Then, whenever the threat situation is, they'll be entitled, okay, there's that funny little word there, entitled to protecting themselves. Viettel said in a news conference at the Department of Security, Viettel reiterated that no troops will be assigned to specifically arrest immigrants or do any kind of law enforcement work. No, it's easy. You do it just like you play the game of what? Whack-a-mole. You see them all, shoot them. Bam, come on. Cops shoot black people out here and get a free vacation. It's the same difference. This is only on the wall and so forth. You don't have to like worry about the vacation. You just have to worry about the rotting smell of dead bodies around it. Okay? The acknowledgement came from moments after California announced it would not be sending troops to the border. Wow. But you will not do anything for the border wall as well either, I hope. Okay? Now, this is requested by the Department of Defense and Homeland Security because it considered the work to be closely related to immigration enforcement, in which ICE basically does that ICE thing, baby. Okay? But one of the craziest things is that they're continuing the dialogue and the discussion with the California National Guard, but the Deputy Assistant Defense of Homeland Security, Homeland Defense Integration, thinks different. Now, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas have sent 250 and 650 troops, respectively, and the Department of Defense aims to grow that number to a total of 2,000 by the end of September. Now, the issue of whether or not to arm National Guard troops at the southern border is particularly sensitive because of the shooting death of an 18-year-old American citizen and goat herder by U.S. Marines who were patrolling for drug smugglers in the Rio Grande Valley in 1997. The killing sparked an uproar against the overuse of military force at the border. Because we are at our borders and so forth, the National Guard is a peacekeeping force. That peacekeeping force is there to uphold any invasions, okay, that are communist related. Now, Cheeseburger made a surprise announcement on April 4th. It should have been done on April Fool's Day, like he did, like DACA, okay, that he would deploy the National Guard because illegal immigration over the southern U.S. border had increased to levels not seen since he took office. Like, people want to actually come here and racist. Wow. Why would I jump into the mouth of a shark when I can just chew my own ass? Come on. The president and the troops would have been deployed or armed, the officials said. Their mission is of now are to provide intelligence through air surveillance and help with infrastructure projects at the border. So in other words, there's going to be drones. He said the cost estimates for deployment are still being worked out. I'll give you a good one. How about a piece of that? How about a piece of that $600 trillion down payment, in which, needless to say, your taxes is paying for right now? Okay, but it's unclear whether the National Guard, the Army, or any other account will foot the bill. Viettel echoed Cheeseburger by saying the National Guard troops will remain at the border until they achieve operational control. In other words, the National Guard is going to be sitting there for like a long ass time. And there you have it, people. I mean, come on. We have probably the most racist system developed right now. Okay? And if you're not seeing this and you think that maybe it's just all a part of some grand scheme of some sort of somebody's delusion, oh my God, come on. You got to be kidding me. My video hasn't ended. Oh, cheesy. Okay, hang on, people. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Ooh, public affairs. Love that. Okay, hang on. Hold on. I was just like, hold up. We're going to do this again on Facebook because obviously the damn thing will cut off on me. Well, then, too, we got a lot of wind going on out here. So, if anything, oh my God, come on. Here we go. All right. All right. Excess, unable to. What do you mean unable to find? My God. Okay, so. Come on here. This is crazy. All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, well, if anything, oh, come on. You got to be kidding me. This is garbage. Oh my God. There you go. Thank you. All right. Yes. KTNG. I got to put this all back together. I'm sorry, people. This thing happens like this. Morning show. Oh my God. Of horror. Okay, so let's see, KTNG. Oh, OneDrive. There we go. Now let's see if this actually thing goes right. Back to where I was, because there's like a whole bunch of people and whatnot that said good morning, and damn it. Okay, there is like all kinds of weird stuff going on here. Okay, and I missed you guys. I'm sorry, terribly, terribly sorry about this, but things did drop off on me. So please, stupid. And E is for an extra effort. Study, the martyrs of this entire affair. No state